Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Beth Deer.
Recently, I came across a swirl of media attention surrounding a local Calgarian who had managed to scam a Bitcoin scammer. In the world of online scams, I wanted to learn more about his story and tips on how to avoid getting scammed. Make sure you check out our previous segments with him to learn more about the Bitcoin currency. Ben Perrin, we have met before and you're a Bitcoin educator, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I run a YouTube channel called BTC Sessions since 2016, and I'm also head of marketing at a Canadian company called Bull Bitcoin.
There's been lots of media covering you recently because you scammed a scammer. Can you tell me about it?
So basically, I got an early morning message on Instagram. Somebody, it was clearly a scam, they were saying, hey, if you invest Bitcoin with us, you can double your money every 24 hours, which is a pretty ridiculous claim. I think I just got so sick of getting these types of messages and seeing people actually get scammed by these types of people that I figured I'd take this person for a bit of a ride and I don't know, I guess try to waste a bit of their time, and it kind of went from there. Essentially what I first started saying was, oh yeah, I'm pretty interested. I kind of alluded to being a wealthy, older kind of business owner. And I actually went so far as to go online and find a screenshot of a Bitcoin wallet and Photoshop it to look like it had around $50,000 sitting in it. My game was to try and get them to send me Bitcoin. And I said, I'm very worried about sending this incorrectly and losing my money. If there's any way you could send me some Bitcoin, like a small amount, $100 or so, and then I'll try sending it back to you just as a practice so that I don't lose anything. And I pretended that another scammer was simultaneously trying to get my Bitcoin. So at that point, the scammer that had me on the line was saying, oh, you should work with us. And so they said, well, how about we send you $50 worth of Bitcoin? Would that be okay? And then you'd consider investing with us? And I said, yeah, absolutely. So the person ended up sending me $50 worth of Bitcoin. But essentially, as soon as I got it, I very quickly turned the tables and I said, listen, I used some very colorful language.
Don't blame me.
to let them know that I knew they were a scammer, that maybe they should get a legitimate job and stop trying to steal people's money. And I told them that I was going to donate their money to a charity actually called Bitcoin Venezuela. They're helping people there that are they can't get access to food and meals because of the hyperinflation going on there.
Well, for once, I think a scammer learned a lesson.
Yeah, so in general, if something sounds fishy, if somebody's trying to force you to make quick, brash decisions with large amounts of money, that should be a big red flag. So a lot of the time you'll get panicky in the moment, but always take a moment, step back, and say, does this make sense to me? Because regardless of what the person on the phone says, you always have that time to sit back and relax. Also, if somebody has you on the phone and they refuse to let you hang up or talk to anybody else, that's another huge red flag. And again, they're preying on your fear and trying to get you to do something that you shouldn't, that you may realize is dumb if you happen to talk to somebody else that you trust.
Well, I've definitely learned some very useful tips to help me avoid scammers. So thank you very much for having me.
Hopefully a few people that watch this, it's in the back of their mind and they can share the info a little bit and help prevent some of this in the future.